Good morning. Let me adjust my screen a little bit here. I think, okay, there we go. All right. Good morning. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'm Diana Hinkle, and this is my continuing education. I've always been someone who wants to help you or help others achieve success. But most importantly, I've always been the educator. From I think pretty much from day one. And I realized that in my adult years, this really has come out to play, especially for the things that I do currently. And so this is my continuing education to help you learn more about what you can do for your everyday wellness to help your family, and know that you have choices other than what we've traditionally been taught. And for me, this was huge because it has so impacted my life. It's changed my family's life. It's changed the way I am, and it's everybody all the way around. And it's such a wonderful journey that I am able to help others like you learn what modalities you can use and be empowered with knowledge, because we're so taught that traditionally that we wait till we get sick to actually do anything about it. Why do we do that? Why is it that I can go and talk to someone who's sick, whether it's just a simple cold or whether it's something pretty major, they will actually say, I'm fine. Why do we do that? This is a conversation that I always ask myself. I never get too many answers though, so I need to ask you. Why is it that if you're sick and someone asks you, how are you doing today? And you say, I'm fine. Why do you do that? Why do we do that? Well, I don't do that anymore. If I say I'm not feeling well, I'm going to tell them, because maybe they have something to offer me. And that's exactly what I want to do, is I have things that I could offer you as well. That's what's so incredibly wonderful about what I do and what I have. So for those of you that have not tuned in before, a little bit about me. I actually left a 30-year career in the dental field to pursue the path of essential oils, because I think and I know that they are such a huge support to our everyday wellness and to our overall wellness, and be empowered to keep us from just all those side effects that modern medication can bring to the table. And let's face it, we have a broken health system. We really do. So why do we have health insurance? It's not anything near health insurance. It's sick insurance, because we don't use it until we're sick. If you're lucky enough that you have insurance these days, okay? That's another big thing. Do you actually have insurance, or do you have an insurance coverage that has a huge deductible? That's another thing. And so the majority of us that have that high deductible, it's going to take a while for us to spend some money in order for the health coverage to even cover anything anyhow. So you're still looking at a lot of out-of-pocket expense. So I'm here to help you understand that you have choices, and then help you in knowing what some of those choices could be. Now today, I want to talk about your immune system, because we're going into fall if you're in the United States, and if you're somewhere else, then maybe you're coming into the springtime, which I like the fall time as long as it's not raining. And so far in October, I live in the Pacific Northwest. We've been extremely dry, and we have broken a lot of records for our high temperatures. So for me, that's great because it's like in the 70s, and it's perfect for me. Get into the 80s and 90s, and I melt. I could never live in Arizona or some of those other states, and I have a lot of relatives in Texas. Don't want to be there. I'd like it here. But what about your immune system as we go into the fall and as we go into winter months? I'm already seeing and hearing a lot of people that are already coming down with the flu. That's incredible. We just came into fall. Can you imagine what it's going to be like later? But I think a lot of that has to do with our kids going back to school as well, because, oh my gosh, they pick up germs everywhere, right? And they bring it home to us. Whether you have your kids, your grandkids, it doesn't matter. You're exposed to things every single day. I don't care where you go. You're at the grocery store, you pump your gas, any place you go, you are picking up germs. So how do we battle that? How can I help you know what you can do besides just waiting until you're sick and then going to the doctor or going to the pharmacy and looking for something? So how do we boost the immune system? Well, first of all, proper health. Part of that is our diet, our eating habits. What are we eating every day? Fruits and vegetables, oh my gosh, those are the best things, but are you really eating enough? That is the question, because most of us aren't. Okay, so boosting the immune system is there to protect the body, and then it consists of all different parts of our body. Okay, it's not just one specific, really, well it is, but it's not, because any foreign object that comes in contact with our bodies, then we have specific organs, and that will help protect us. Okay, excuse me. And what it is it's helping properly reduce or enhance the body's ability to resist diseases, bacteria, and viruses. Okay, so whether it's an infection, whether it's just a weakened immune response, all that ends up looking at or bringing us damaged cells. Okay, so when you look at an infection, it actually interrupts the antibacterial system. So we can interrupt it, okay, with an antibacterial. And there's a lot of essential oils out there that are antibacterial and antiviral. So they really help us in battling that part as being antibacterial. And when we are in a weakened state, so let's say we just kind of have a light cold or something. So that's the state of when we start eating properly. Okay, if you eat better and more fruits and vegetables, that will help you, and more water. Water is so important, and you should be drinking half of your weight in ounces every day. I know that sounds absurd, right? But really, that's what it is. So if you have like dry skin, I know I'm kind of getting off there, but drier skin, especially in the wintertime, you're not drinking enough water. And you'll find I have animals, and they actually drink more water during the winter months than they do in the summer months, which is very interesting. So think about that. So Lifelong Vitality, we have some great products. doTERRA has Lifelong Vitality, which is a supplement pack, which is, I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is 3 bottles right here, okay? And you have Alpha CRS, you have Z omegas, and you have UDMZ, which is your vitamins and minerals. And you also have your omegas. Omegas are great brain food. And then you have your Alpha CRS. So all of that is helping reduce inflammation of the body. So that's how you build your immune system on a daily basis. Is what are you eating, but also are you supplementing yourself? But if you're supplementing yourself, are you really getting a benefit from your supplementation? That is something that recently hit the Wall Street Journal and a few other places, that most of us are just spending our money, billions of dollars every single day, that go into buying vitamins, over-the-counter supplementation, that really don't do anything for us, okay? Even though it says on the package, you get the recommended daily allowance, but are you really? Thinking, how do you know? How do you know what you're getting? Well, first off, I could demonstrate, especially the Z omegas, because omegas is our brain food. You know, we have all this stuff going on in here, right? So we want to help build the immune system and help make the immune system right. And that is why, if you're eating properly and having the right nutrition every single day, you really shouldn't get sick, or at least you shouldn't get severely sick. But most of us aren't being excuse me. We are not ahead of the game. We're always behind the game. So why do that? Be proactive, okay? So if our body is riddled with inflammation, then it starts damaging cells. So how do you boost that immune system? So I just talked about one, and that's my daily go-to. But there's a lot of other things too. So let's think about that. What other things can help us stay well? Part of that is, and I'll tell you what my favorite products are, okay? One is you have to have good gut health, okay? Our kids, especially as they go into school, what is their digestive system like? We have more neurotransmitters in our digestive system than we do in our brain. So let's look at the digestive system. That's another reason why we have to think about all the fruits and vegetables that we eat, and low saturated fats, and stay away from fried foods, stay away from McDonald's every day. How many of you are eating out all the time? It's a discipline that if you're working and going somewhere else, instead of going out for lunch every single day, make a lunch. What are you providing your body that you need the nutrients of, okay? And you're going to deplete your immune system and the body's ability to fight off those pathogens if you don't have that key nutrition. So part of the immune system is the system includes your white blood cells, bone marrow, the spleen, tonsils, your adenoids, appendix, your thymus, your lymph, and your lymph nodes. So how many of you don't have your tonsils anymore? How many of you don't have your adenoids anymore? It's sometimes even our spleen. Some people have a problem with that one too. So if we're missing any body parts, we have other parts of our body that are going to work overtime, because we are now not in a balanced state. I don't have my tonsils. I was 32 years old when I finally had my tonsils removed. It was a good thing because I had so much scar tissue, and I have to tell you that I had laryngitis so many times where I didn't have a voice. Why did I not have a voice? Well, my tonsils were affected a lot, obviously, because there was scar tissue all over them. And I was constantly fighting off infections, constantly. And then I would have sinus issues. I mean, it just affected my entire well-being. And since that time, I really haven't been sick. But the other part of that is I found doTERRA well and stay healthier. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not ever going to get sick. It just means that when I do, I have the benefits of something that will reduce the length of time I am sick. So instead of being down with the flu for a week or two, maybe it's only going to be a couple days. Okay, and that has happened to me where I've literally woke up sick. How do you do that? Because you're exposed to something somewhere prior to all that, right? And it finally hit me. And so, oh my gosh, I knew what to do. And because I knew what to do, I was only sick for a day. The following day, I wasn't throwing up. I didn't run to the bathroom. I didn't do any of that stuff. My symptoms were gone after the first 24 hours. The second day, I just rested. I let my body heal up from what I had going on. But because I use essential oils, and I use them every 2 hours, because essential oils, if you don't know anything about them, they soak into your skin within 30 seconds. And they're within every single cell within 20 or 30 minutes. That's incredible. But they dissipate after 4 hours, most of your essential oils. Some stay a little longer. And so if I apply specific essential oils every few hours, it stays up in my system. So less, more often is better than more, less often. So we're used to antibiotics 3 or 4 times a day. Well, with essential oils, it's a different outlook, okay? You have to look at things a little differently. We want to help that immune system stay up to par so that it can get on top of and be ahead of the pathogens that are going on in our body, so we can reduce the inflammation and reduce that weakened state, and so we reboost our immune system. Now, I'm going to share with you some of my favorites for doing that. So we thought about the digestive system. Now, what about your kids? They're obviously not going to take any of these pills, most of them, right? So let's look at this. I love this. So it comes in a box. This is called PB Assist Junior. Okay, we do have, doTERRA does have a chewable version of vitamins that is strawberry watermelon flavor. But what I'm going to suggest too is that you have something like this. This is just like sugar. They love it. My grandkids love it too. And actually I do too. And I know a lot of adults that do, because it can be easier than this, right? These are my daily nutrition, always. This is going to support my immune system. This is going to give me all of my brain food. This is going to, the Lifelong Vitality is, you know, they're helping work against the antioxidant defense. They are providing nutrients and protect. They provide cellular energy. It supports my brain function, my memory, and it also creates or supports my cardiovascular. That's just one of them, okay? But when you add them all together, you're also like, that was the CRS, respiratory support. But what does the omegas do? And by the way, our omegas, these omegas are land and marine based, and they help provide support for the cardiovascular as well in reducing the oxidative stress. It mediates healthy cellular response to those inflammatory response markers. It's good for joint function. So if you have those aches and pains, you really need something to help lubricate them. So the alpha CRF, or excuse me, the omegas are wonderful for that. And it protects against your lipid oxidation. It helps support healthy skin, okay? And if we're not healthy on the inside, we show it on the outside through our hair, our nails, and our skin. What is your skin like? Okay, what is your hair like? Are you losing all your hair? If it's not alopecia, what is it? Okay, something to consider. Your health on the inside is what you should be looking at. Okay, and then you have your vitamins and minerals. That's 72 trace minerals, and that's the DMZ. And that in itself, 72 trace minerals, okay? So we have vitamin D, we have vitamin E, we have the Bs, we have everything that you need on a daily basis. We have astaxanthin, we have milk thistle, we have all kinds of good vitamins and minerals that we need on a daily basis if you're not getting proper nutrition, okay? But even if you think you're eating healthy, I challenge you to really know that you're getting all the nutrition that you possibly need, okay? So that's just one. But then you look at the junior PBSist, okay? Love that stuff. That's a good way to help our children's digestive system be proper health. And if you've got a child that's like ADHD or ADD and all that, this is something very important for you to think about. If they're kind of like all over the map, this is something to think about. Plus, another disturbing article that I just came across here recently, another one, I should say, is about fluoride. Where do you live and how much fluoride's in your water? And are you supplementing fluoride? And even though I'm a dental assistant, manager, whatever you want to call it, I'm a jack of all trades when it comes to the dental world. Fluoride is really not something that we should have an abundance of. It should be a little bit here and there, okay? Do your research, find out what fluoride really was intended for, and you just might have another opinion, okay? Now, boosting our immune system. First off, how often are you washing your hands? How often are your kids washing your hands? Now, you can let your kids go outside and play in the dirt, okay? Don't be over clean, because being over clean actually depletes the immune system. And I'm saying that because too many, especially brand new moms, think everything's got to be perfectly clean. No, it doesn't. This is how your kids develop those antibodies to fight off those pathogens that they come in contact with. And if you're over clean, they don't get that support, okay? So there's a proper balance there, okay? Think about how often that we are washing our hands. When we go somewhere, we're touching whatever that somebody else has touched before you. Who was there before you? I love this product. Okay, this is On Guard. On Guard is an oil. Look, we have it in oil. Great for the immune system and to boost the immune system. This has got orange, and it's got clove and cinnamon and eucalyptus and rosemary. It's a great blend. But what I like about this is my hand sanitizer. And super easy. Smells wonderful. Smells delicious, right? Spray it on your hand. And it's convenient. Anywhere you go. Plus it smells good. It very much smells good. Just smell it, okay? Now, instead of depleting my immune system, like some of those gels out there do, this actually helps boost my immune system. And I like the smell of it. My husband cannot be around any of that other stuff that a lot of hospitals and dental offices use. He can't even smell it because it makes him break out. How many of us will, in another 5 years or 10 years from now, look back and go, oh my gosh, that's something we should not have done? Usually that happens. Okay, it's an overkill because too many people rely on that, and it's actually depleting the immune system. So at some point, it's probably going to get us all. But convenience is everything, right? Now, if I feel something coming on, I use the On Guard. But this is edible, okay? I can just take the lid off, and I can actually just put some under my tongue. Don't put it on top of your tongue. And the only reason I say that is this is not, doing it that way is not for everybody. It has cinnamon in it, and it has clove. So you know what that does to the tongue? It's very numbing, but it tastes good. And if I have a sore throat, I can do that. But if I don't want to do it that way, I have another convenient one. This is called On Guard Touch. Okay, the only difference is this is blended with fractionated coconut oil, and I haven't opened this one yet. And all you have to do, take the lid off, there's a roller, and just roll it right to here and right to here. Okay? Guess what? I don't have to swallow it. This makes it convenient. Fun, right? And super easy. Okay? Now, what if you're going somewhere and you don't want to smell like an essential oil? Okay. We have a beadlet. Okay, this is the On Guard beadlet. Needless to say, we have a lot of On Guard. Why do we do that? So Tara's On Guard, if you go to PubMed.org, there's a lot of studies about this, and it really helps in warding off or fighting off bacteria and viruses. It's phenomenal. And even some of those really big named ones, okay, but I'm not going to name them. And all this is a little beadlet. And I'll show you what that looks like. And the sun is coming through. It's another nice sunny day here in the Pacific Northwest. And I had to open this one too. Sorry. Anyway, it's a top flip top. And you get one beadlet, and it looks like this. It's that little tiny bead right there. So if you don't want to smell like something, all you got to do is pop it in your mouth, and you can either let it melt in your mouth, or you can just swallow it like you would anything else. You're going to know when it does. I have to take a drink because I've had too much On Guard all of a sudden. Okay, got that done. All right, so now what else do we have? What about the kids? Okay, a lot of those are very harsh. Now, using the On Guard Touch, easy, right? Because you can apply it topically on the outside, and it works. Remember, 30 seconds to soak into the skin, right? But doTERRA just came out with a really good new children's version of an immune support, and that's this one here. It's called Stronger, but guess what? It doesn't have cinnamon in it. It has the fractionated coconut oil, and it is a roller. Let me take that off, see it's a roller. And you have the you have cedarwood, you have linseed, which is from New Zealand, and you have frankincense, and you have rose. Oh my gosh, rose is one of the big ones for immune support. Okay, so this is another blend that's awesome. And you know, there's like 2% of the population that's allergic to cinnamon. So if you are, this is a great one for you. All right. And so that's a lot of my On Guard stuff. Isn't that crazy? Okay. But I'll tell you what, the biggest one that my husband and I reach for, when we start feeling that we wake up in the morning and we get that little tickle in there, then we are using this. This is called On Guard Plus. You see a little plus sign there. They are soft gels. I love them because we will take a couple of these, just like that, okay? And we're good to go. We never end up sick. And I love that fact, right? So it's the oil with all of those, the cinnamon and the clove and the eucalyptus, but this has more. This is that plus Melissa, plus black pepper, plus oregano. All three of those. Oregano is your natural antibiotic. Melissa, oh my gosh, it is good to help support the entire immune system as well, and so is rosemary. Rosemary is good for respiratory support even, okay? So yeah, a couple of these and we're fine. Now, another favorite of mine that will help boost the immune system is called Copaiba, or Copaiba, depending on where you're from. And that's this bottle right here. This is ingestible as well. How do you know if an oil is ingestible? Well, doTERRA makes it super easy because they put a supplement fact on there. See that? Right there. Supplement. And it actually states that you can put 1 drop of 4 fluid ounce of liquid, okay, your choice. Or you can just simply put it under your tongue. It actually has a kind of a nutty flavor, I guess, because it comes out of a tree just like the maple. It's interesting, and it comes from Brazil. But we just got this, okay? This is the Copaiba, but it's in a soft gel as well, like that. And I take this daily, but not for my immune system. I know, I'm talking about the immune system, right? I use this on a daily basis along with other products, like we have a great bone nutrient if you're women especially need that because we need the magnesium, and it has a lot of magnesium in it. So the bone nutrient along with phytoestrogen, along with the Copaiba, along with a phytoestrogen that we have, because when I was diagnosed at age 12 with scoliosis, and so now it's just advanced arthritis. And so on a daily routine, I hurt every day. If I use those products, I feel a whole lot better because I help reduce the inflammation of my immune system. And by reducing inflammation, I have less discomfort, right? Less pain. And that is always good in my book, because I don't know what it's like to not be in pain. And so this is another part of why I'm so passionate about education, but I'm so thankful and blessed that I have found the blessings of essential oils and doTERRA, because doTERRA is all about the product, not about the money. It's about the product and how to help us stay well. And so for me, it has a huge impact on me because I can at least cope. I do a lot of things that most people would otherwise go, how can you do that? Because of the result of how my spine is at this point in time. And I'm just going to keep going until I can't go any longer. Another product that I always carry around with me, especially this time of year, is this. This is On Guard throat protecting drops, okay? So they're like a cough drop, okay? And there again, the cinnamon and the clove. It's not for everybody because they can be they can bite pretty good, so but they're not they don't bite as much as the On Guard oil itself, because you have cane sugar in it and you have brown rice syrup. So it makes them a little sweeter than just having the On Guard essential oil itself. But outside of that, when you look at all of the other ingredients, it's the same ingredients. So you know that this is all organic stuff. And I know a lot of people that use this, and it's amazing how much difference it can help somebody. So there is my immune boosting regimens. Think about your immune system. Think about the sleep you're getting as well, because if you're not getting the rest you need, that also depletes your immune system. Nothing gets to shut down. It's almost like, if you have your computer, if it's not plugged in, after a while you got to plug it in, right? So that it can boost the battery back up, And so your body is the same thing. You've got to let it recharge. And if you're not allowing your body to recharge, you're going to deplete your immune system. But here's the other thing that I will say. At some point in time, if things are not right with your overall wellness, you may not see anything until years later. And that comes with other problems, not just your ordinary flu, cold, respiratory issues. You might have something more that are major, because it sneaks up on you, because if the body cannot take care of the pathogens that it's supposed to take care of, it either resets it, or it takes that cells, okay, the cell, and it actually makes it better, or it's supposed to eliminate it. But if it doesn't eliminate it because it can't figure it out, then that's where we start having to compromise insights that you never see until it's way too late, usually, okay? Then you're having to backtrack and go through so many major things. So please keep in mind your immune system. Please keep in mind how you eat every single day. What are you doing? Making sure that you have the proper nutrition, proper rest, so that your body can reboot and recharge. And remember that if you are missing any components or any parts of your organs, any organs at all, there is something that's going to work overtime. So that's another part of helping boost that immune system. So I gave you a lot of ideas. I hope that it helps you. Always reach out to me if you would like. Reach out to heavenscentoil@gmail.com. Exactly as it sounds, and the SENT, and it's not the aromatic. Okay, yeah, aromatic is there in place for a reason. It's our flight and fight response. And so reach out to me anytime, and I'm happy to help you. Again, thank you for joining me. I hope you get good information out of this, and know that this is all the education. We're not here to diagnose, treat, or cure anything, but we are here to help you in learning more about the different modalities that you can use using essential oils, and helping you be a better person and better health. So you guys have a great day, and we will see you next week. Thanks so much.